Tonight on RAIR TV, Texas officials are being put on notice. Inside Texas operates one of the most influential architects of Islamic education in North America, a man with decades of authority over curriculum, teacher training, and school governance across the United States and Canada. That man is Hamed Ghazali. He's not just another school administrator. Ghazali is a documented Muslim Brotherhood operative explicitly named in the Brotherhood's own internal strategy documents, and schools tied to his education network are now preparing to receive Texas taxpayer money. RAIR Foundation USA has uncovered that Islamic schools associated with Hamed Ghazali are actively positioning themselves to access public funds through Texas's upcoming Education Freedom Accounts program. RAIR has revealed that Ghazali is explicitly named in the infamous 1991 Muslim Brotherhood Explanatory Memorandum, a document entered into evidence during the 2007 and 2008 Holy Land Foundation terrorism financing trial. It outlines a long-term civilization jihad strategy carried out through institutions, Islamic centers, dawah operations, and education. And it explicitly names the Dawah and Education Center run by Hamed Ghazali as a foundational part of the network. In a recent Houston Chronicle article, Hamed Ghazali openly stated that he plans to raise tuition to the maximum voucher amount, positioning a school to capture every taxpayer dollar available.
And this one here, since 2014, actually since 2012, we have been in the 98 as a school, 98, 97, 96.
Absent immediate safeguards, Texas taxpayer money will soon begin flowing to schools associated with Ghazali under a school choice program that contains virtually no ideological, security, or vetting protections. This report is a warning to Texas leadership. Texas officials now have a narrowing window to act, to investigate Hamed Ghazali, safeguard public funds, review eligibility, and prevent taxpayer dollars from being funneled into an ideological network that has already declared its objectives. Hamed Ghazali has a documented history tied to global jihad networks, Hamas financing operations, and senior al-Qaeda leadership circles. Before 9/11, Ghazali produced and appeared in the primary jihad recruitment videos featuring al-Qaeda leaders, openly raising money for weapons and for terrorists he described as martyrs in Palestine who were fighting for Allah. In 1988, Ghazali appeared on camera raising money for the Occupied Land Fund, later renamed the Holy Land Foundation, whose leaders were convicted of sending more than $12 million to Hamas.
It's also important to remember that our duty is to help, and helping is done through, of course, we cannot help in any way except by donation right now. We have seen people standing in front of soldiers without nothing except with a few stones ready to get martyred for the sake of Allah. So it's our duty to help them, and it's our duty to help the Islamic Association for Palestine, Al-Ittihad Al-Islami li Palestine. So please send your money to the Occupied Land Fund, and we have the address written right now.
Ghazali also promoted Sayyid Qutb's milestones, the ideological blueprint that inspired al-Qaeda and the 9/11 hijackers. His videos feature Siraj Wahhaj, an unindicted co-conspirator in the 1993 World Trade Center bombing, who openly declared that Muslims would never assimilate and must take over U.S. politics in order to impose Sharia.
I want to remind you, brothers and sisters, that we as Muslims here in this part of the world have an agenda. And what we're not trying to do is to assimilate into the American way. We're not trying to be like other Americans. That's not our agenda. I do not believe that Muslims ought to get into politics because that's the American thing to do. No. I think Muslims ought to get into politics for our agenda.
I gave a lecture in the University of Michigan, and when the lecture was over, it was attended by many Jews. A Jewish professor, a woman, said, "Mr. Imam Siraj Wahhaj, tell me, if Muslims become the majority of people in this country, and if you vote, would you then vote to implement the Sharia?" What you say? To implement the Sharia. You know why? Because she's thinking now. You know what? These Muslims are beginning to have influence. Went to one masjid and one day 15 people took Shahada. Uh-oh, what does that mean? Muslims talking about voting. 50,000 Muslims in Washington, D.C. What does that mean?
Ghazali personally interviewed Tamim al-Adnani, the second-in-command to Abdullah Azzam, Osama bin Laden's mentor and al-Qaeda co-founder, while they were actively soliciting weapons support.
We are trying, of course, to support them by donations, collecting money from all over the world, medical support, financial support, clothing support, food support, even weapon support if we can pay for it. As we are Muslims, Allah ordered us to do this in Quran, that Muslims are all brothers, and it is our duty to give all kind of support. Not only by this, we also support them by men as well, volunteering to make jihad, perform jihad in the sake of Allah, to defend this religion, great religion of Islam, against the communism, the non-believer.
Do you have any people from the United States?
Yes, we do have some, not many, but we do have some people, some Muslim Americans who have shared, volunteered themselves. They came over there and now they are sharing in jihad, and they have learned how they were trained on how to use weapons, and they are sharing now with their brothers Mujahideen.
In 1990, Ghazali spent 4 days as the personal companion of Yusuf al-Qaradawi, the late Muslim Brotherhood spiritual leader who was banned from the United States and blacklisted internationally as a terrorist supporter. In 1989, Ghazali publicly defended Ayatollah Khomeini's death fatwa against author Salman Rushdie, stating, quote, "I won't feel sorry if someone kills him." Ghazali was not merely associated with the Muslim Brotherhood. In 1982, he served on its North American Board of Directors alongside Hamed Ghazali, a key architect of the Islamic Society of North America, or ISNA, North American Islamic Trust, the Muslim Students Association, and multiple Brotherhood-aligned Islamic schools. RAIR has exposed that al-Qadi's daughter, Magda al-Qadi Salah, co-founded multiple Islamic schools and institutions in Florida, served as vice president of ISNA, and currently serves as principal of Bayan Academy, an Islamic school already receiving significant taxpayer funding through school choice programs. This network also intersected with figures such as Nabil Sadoun, a former CARE board member who was later deported for lying about Hamas and Muslim Brotherhood connections. Today, Hamed Ghazali is deeply embedded in the Islamic education pipeline across North America. He currently directs the Houston Quran Academy, founded Al-Huda University, chairs the Muslim American Society Council of Islamic Schools, and serves as a primary curriculum developer and consultant for Islamic schools throughout the United States and Canada. This role matters. The Muslim American Society of Islamic Schools helps set the rules for Islamic schools, influencing what they teach and how they operate across multiple states. That means schools that never employ Ghazali directly are still teaching material he helped design, approve, or normalize. In 2025, the Muslim Association of Canada, or MAC, awarded Ghazali its Pioneering Educator Prize at their convention. MAC leadership publicly praised Ghazali for building the Islamic education system across North America, confirming that he is viewed internally not as a local educator, but as a system builder whose work is meant to be replicated. A named Muslim Brotherhood operative with documented ties to al-Qaeda leaders, convicted Hamas financing organizations, banned Brotherhood leaders, and deported CARE officials now runs a school that qualifies for Texas taxpayer funding. Governor Greg Abbott has repeatedly stated that the Muslim Brotherhood is banned in Texas. So the question is simple. Is Hamed Ghazali's Houston Quran Academy still eligible for public money? Will Texas officials investigate Hamed Ghazali, his curriculum, and the schools that use it, or will taxpayers continue funding an ideological education pipeline openly hostile to the United States? This is Donna for RAIR TV. Contact your local and state leaders. Demand a full investigation.